Good evening, children of the night. Many people suffer,
afraid to tell their stories.
Encounters remain locked away,
Like skeletons tapping on your closet door.
Join me, Blake Lewis, and my enchanting co-host,
Alicia Jones,
as we continue to delve into darkness, searching
through silence.
Welcome, creatures, to our special Halloween episode. Today, we're diving into the enchanting world of Halloween and using a Halloween-themed oracle deck to enlighten you all.
I'm so stoked. Halloween is such a unique holiday during our fall season, when the veil between the living and the spirit is said to be the thinnest. Even more of a perfect time to bring forth the messages that the other side is trying to deliver to us by means of divination tools of communication, such as an oracle deck. It's a celebration of all things spooky, mysterious, and supernatural.
Yes, even though connection with those who have crossed over is possible at all times, this time frame allows for a stronger ethereal bond and clearer messages from beyond the veil. Something about this time of year calls to my soul and entrances my thought process into all things spiritual in nature. Do you have any favorite aspects of Halloween?
To be honest, the best part of Halloween, in my opinion, is the opportunity of showing off my creativity and coming up with a custom costume design and being able to share it with our collective community. I know it's cheesy and an obvious answer, but it really is so much fun when it comes to holidays. And truthfully, anything of that nature also get my heart racing and tends to make the season even more exciting.
Well, for me, it's having the chance to emulate my favorite characters from horror movies and trying to capture the frightening vibe from the films into reality. I mean, there's something about placing myself within the mindset of a slasher character and becoming the center of attention during costume parties or special events that make my adrenaline surge.
Yeah, like when we went to that event, Witchcraft, in Jersey. You were dressed as Freddy Krueger, as always. And I was Nancy.
I had my Nancy. No, but that was awesome. That event itself was fucking rad.
Yeah.
Because I just enjoyed, even with it being so rainy.
Yeah, true.
Because the weather was not favorable at that event at all, but still, it was just awesome. It added to, like, the whole realism of you being Nancy because you were soaking wet.
True. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
I do also, now that you brought that up, I want to say, what is that event called?
Witchcraft.
That shit, I'm not sure if anybody else has ever been to that event before, but that was a game changer. That's an event, a Halloween event, that we're going to be doing annually.
Yeah, for sure.
From now on, because there were so many people that were just walking around. All the liquor was free.
Yeah,
Booze were free.
Yeah, they had, like, vendors and food trucks, and, like, I mean, it's pricey, but it's so worth it, because there's so many, like, fun events, and, like, people dressed up, and Oh my gosh, you just...
Yeah,
What?
and I'm walking. Do you remember when Jason tapped me on the shoulder?
Yes, and that was, I think, one of the people who worked there, too.
That was insane.
He came up behind Blake and just, like, tapped him, and we all saw him, but we didn't say anything, and then all of a sudden you turn around and y'all just look at each other.
We squared off. Had our Freddy vs. Jason moment. It was very short-lived. It wasn't quite as epic, but I would have won. Freddy would have won this time. Nobody's walking the fuck away with my head in their hands. Now, do you want to inform our listeners with what we are going to be delving into this evening?
Absolutely. We've chosen a Halloween Oracle deck to connect with the spirit of the season and provide insight through forces from the unknown.
Yes. This Oracle deck is specifically designed to capture the essence of Halloween and all its mystical elements. It's perfect for tapping into the energies of this enchanting time of year.
Very true. Now, for anyone unfamiliar with this topic, an Oracle deck differs from a traditional tarot deck that most people might be more aware of. While tarot decks have a more structured system and specific meanings for each card, Oracle decks are more flexible and open-ended.
Oracle decks don't adhere to a fixed structure or traditional system like tarot decks. They draw inspiration from various sources, allowing for more intuitive and personal interpretations.
One of the benefits of using an Oracle deck, especially for our Halloween episode, is that it provides a broader range of symbolism and messages. It allows us to tap into the spirit of the season and receive guidance on a more general level.
And with that in mind, let's explore 3 examples of an Oracle deck spread that can be used. We have the 1-card reading, where a single card is drawn to convey a spiritual message from the seeker.
There's also the 3-card spread, which offers insights into the past, present, and future. Each card represents a different aspect of the seeker's life or situation.
Last, but certainly not least, we have the Choose Your Own Adventure reading, which is perfect for our Halloween event. We'll randomly choose 3 cards from the shuffle deck and present them to all of you. It'll be up to you, creatures, to decide the card that resonates with you the most during this cryptic season.
To any listeners that would like to take part in this event, keep your hearts open and choose the card that speaks to you.
Alright, so we are going to be shuffling right now. You're hearing Alicia rummaging her fingers through the deck as we speak. Ooh, so crisp.
They're too big to do like the bridge though.
Yeah.
They're probably like the size of both my hands together.
Yeah, they're a little bit fatter than normal tarot cards.
Alright, should I split the deck and then, or just right off the top?
I would
the
just
deck and then
spiritually allow yourself to feel it. Let the energy flow through you in general.
What do the listeners need? 1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
Ooh, that is such a good spread.
We have invisibility, the veil, and the skull of light.
So I haven't even pulled these 3 cards before. These are all new to me.
Neither have I. This is actually pretty intriguing.
So we have a little book here that has the cards little description and the meaning if you pull them, so I will read those to you.
Now, she's going to be doing invisibility first, and
Correct.
just to give you a little mind frame on what invisibility looks like, it is an invisible man in a white cloak, and he is almost like a ghost standing there, and faded behind him is the transparent vision of iris.
Invisibility. Heart beating we sense, but do not see. They touch, we chill, they come unseen. The concept of invisibility is a double-edged sword. Whilst it's a powerful tool to be able to gain information or to assist while no one sees, individuals using it are privy to information that may not be meant for them, and it may be taken out of context or unethically. It is a power of manipulation and easily abused. The idea of hiding away and not being seen is also a big part of the dark side of this concept. We are all born to shine our light out into the world and to take our roles, hiding our talents, not expressing our true selves, stealing others' ideas or work, and being someone else rather than your authentic self are all aspects to consider should this card appear in your reading.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Wait.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people could benefit from that card. You know, we do fall victim to trying to be someone else and to fit in society.
And then on the opposite side of that, there are a lot of people that fall victim to plagiarism, with people stealing their work and taking
Social
credit
media.
for something that they put their time and effort into. Yeah, I can't even tell you how many times I see people on social media attacking other people like, yo, this is my post.
Exactly.
Why are you taking my shit? So,
That was option 1.
now we're going to move on to the second card, which is the veil. And on this one, the imagery that they use is a beautiful faced woman with very vibrant colored lipstick on, and she has luscious flowing blonde hair, but her face over her eyes is wrapped with a very crimson red gauze.
The veil. There is a misty curtain that divides us all. The veil that this night thins, transparent the weave becomes, and the future no longer dims. The fineness of the veil meant the ancestors were closer than ever, and even the gods would be close. This would mean that communications from the dead were more likely to occur, and that divination, where the divine speaks through something, should be more effective. So while using this oracle, as the veil lifts, know that the other worlds are close. Listen in particular to what messages may come forth around your future. Look to what you want to happen. Plan, set intentions, and overall, think big.
What in the hell
That's
are the odds of us pulling that card on Halloween?
right? As we
The
were just
thinnest.
discussing that.
The thinnest that the veil is, we get the veil card.
Yeah.
Doubling down on exactly what it is. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, yo, you're talking about me? Here I am.
Yeah.
Time for you to talk to some spirits, because they're right there. They're knocking.
Messages
They're
are
tapping
coming through.
on your closet door.
Yeah, yes. I think that is also inspiration for whoever thinks that resonates with them the most, to just set your goals and you can do it, you know? Like, you have help from the other side.
Almost like someone there spiritually holding your hand that you have no clue.
Right.
Like a spirit guide, per se.
Exactly.
All right,
Awesome.
so we're going to move on to the third card of this reading. And this is the Skull of Light. It is literally an image of a skull over the moon, and it looks like there is like a dome structure over top of the moon behind it. Mm-hmm. So between the skull moon and this dome, it looks like there are 3 levels, and then behind that it looks like space.
Right. And I do want to point out that there are 4 types of cards that having to deal with the skull. So this is one of the 4.
And this is the most beautiful one, with it being the one of light.
Yes.
Which is normal enlightenment, illumination.
So, Skull of Light. We can stay in the dark, exist only in the midnight hours, but shining the torch, the victory is ours. The idea of being shown the way in the most difficult of times, and always knowing that we are never alone in the darkness, are keys to this magical element. Light is usually a comforting thing, yet sometimes we do not really want to see the boogeyman under the bed. It is too scary, too big, and we know not how to defeat it. Yet, by simply shining the torch upon such darkness, the victory is ours. Should the Skull of Light enter your life, know that it is a time to open yourself fully to the clarity of bright illumination. Allow yourself to be seen, to see, and to act upon what is shown to you. The time has passed for hiding, for pretending, and for swallowing our discomfort by accepting the status quo when it really doesn't suit us. I feel like that connects to them.
Yeah.
What?
I feel like every single one of the cards that came out, especially in the order that it came out,
right.
it almost tells a story all on its own, let alone whether or not people want to pick from it.
Right.
Because how the spread came out, it's almost like invisibility, like we can't see what is on the other side. Then the veil
is lifted,
and then we have light, like we are illuminated or have knowledge now of the spiritual realm itself.
Right.
So that in itself is one whole message of Halloween, but it's up to the listener. Again, seeker, pick the card that best represents you and take that definition forward throughout this spiritual night.
And your journey moving forward in whatever path you are on.
And I really, really, really do want to say that I love this deck, this Oracle deck, because of the fact that it's Halloween based, and you can use this Halloween deck
all the time.
Yeah, year round.
Not just in Halloween.
It gives you that Halloween vibe and makes everything feel exciting when you're doing it, because to me, Halloween is so like powerful that I want to kind of trail this holiday with me throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
So it'll be Christmas and I'll be popping this damn Oracle deck out. I'll be like, I need a reading. And speaking of which, let's do a reading for ourselves. And to be clear, the reading that we are going to be utilizing for our own personal readings over the podcast airwaves is a one card reading, because these, even though it's fairly simple, you can get so much information from a single card. That's how come we only had you, the seekers, pick one of those cards as your card, because they mean so much, and if it calls to your soul, it was meant for you.
Correct. And even all three of them together as a message is powerful, that you guys can also take away from it. But I'm sure that there was definitely one that sparked your interest.
Now Alicia's finishing up shuffling right now, and she's going to cut the deck and then deal her own card. Okay. Because if you do this one card reading, it's best to spiritually feel the energy and then allow yourself to choose it.
Shuffle it yourself.
Like, or better, have it choose you. I'm excited to see what you pull.
Ooh, vampire. I've never seen this card either.
Neither have I.
Let's go.
This card, I'll explain what it at least looks like right now. It is a very attractive vampire woman with her hair put up backwards and a blood moon behind her, and it says emotional intelligence as she's holding a martini glass filled with blood and has blood streaming down her chin. Gorgeous.
Vampire, emotional intelligence. The deepest, the coldest, the craving of the blood, the hole never filled, the longing like a flood. Most of us have heard of the concept of emotional vampirism, the idea that people feed off our energy and our goodwill, taking advantage of us through manipulation and their incessant neediness. Should the vampire card appear in your reading, it may indicate that you are being drained in this way, and the time has come for stronger boundaries. We need to be very aware of what gives us energy in our lives and what takes it away. We should be aware of needy people that need us and why we invite people like this into our homes, workplace, and lives, if indeed we have them around us. Developing the emotional intelligence within ourselves helps us defend against this kind of emotional and psychic attack that enables us to foster healthy, equal relationships of all kinds.
Whoa.
That took me aback.
Right. And
very deep.
You don't even necessarily have to dive too heavily right now. Just know that that message itself is specifically meant for you.
Definitely.
You don't have to sit here and dive into your conscience and tell anybody anything about your life. Just take that message for what it's worth.
Yeah.
And move on with that in the back of your subconscious, because that in itself is a powerful card.
That's very powerful.
It'll give you power as you move along through the day. You might have moments of weakness, and then all of a sudden you can hearken back to this card and then catch yourself.
Say, hey, I need a boundary here. You are not draining me of my energy.
Yes.
You have no permission.
That was golden.
Very much so.
All right, I'm going to take
your turn.
This card. I'm going to place it into the middle of the deck and then begin to shuffle for myself.
Mm-hmm. And it's important to note that whoever is dealing the card needs to shuffle it as well, because you're transferring energy, you're putting the intention into the deck.
Like, all right, I'm shuffling and I'm looking down, and right as I looked at this card, my entire soul felt like it went into my solar plexus, And I had this weird feeling, so I really feel like I have to turn this card over.
And you didn't shuffle for long.
Ooh.
That's such a cool...
The Mummy. Now, with the imagery of this card, it literally looks like a wrapped up mummy wearing a neck dress and arm cufflinks.
Like mosaic tiles.
Yeah, it almost looks like the Egyptian artwork that you see, like Anubis wearing that kind of a garment. Behind him are the pyramids, and behind his head in the shape of like a halo is the blood moon.
Again, the blood moon.
Yeah, and it symbolizes change.
Mummy. The sand in his mouth, the bandages wound. Jealous of the living, eternal life bound. Should you pull the moaning mummy card from the deck, know that change is inevitable, and that no matter how hard you try, things will not be preserved exactly the same way. The card also indicates that this change will be for the better. The endings, the closed doors, the barriers, this is just a healthy pause and an indication that a change of tactics is needed. You are not cursed. You have just developed a pattern. You can take control and change it.
Oh
my God.
See, and that's very powerful in itself. And it just gives me that feeling that no matter what I do moving forward, I know I have the power to change certain aspects, and that a change is already inevitably coming to me with my spiritual energy moving forward.
For the better.
Yeah.
You have support.
Always for the better from the spirit realm.
Exactly. They are telling you it's okay, it's going to change, and you're going to be better for it.
I love it.
Wow, that's very deep. As we wrap up this special Halloween episode, we want to wish all you creatures a happy Halloween. Remember, though, to be cautious and aware of any lurking negative entities that may be hiding in the shadows on this mystical night.
And remember to embrace the magic and wonder that Halloween brings, and don't miss the opportunity to allow the darkness within your souls to celebrate without judgment for one final night of mischief. Until next time, stay safe,
Sleep well,
and keep your wits about you.